All right, guys, I went ahead and started my next ranked game, just because I want. I don't know, probably a bad idea. I need to push. So this game is against the Mindset. Um, since I'm still playing my previous game, my 20 plus rounder game, this game I'm just gonna do briefs. So I'm gonna do the first round on this game recording, and then from there it's just gonna be briefs until I'm done recording the other one because I just don't have time to do them both, and I just need to be able to take quick turns. So here we go, round one. We're just gonna knock this puppy out. I do recall seeing the mindset before in the Discord chat. I haven't looked to see if he's posted any good stuff for me to be able to scout on him or not. I'm just jumping right into the game. If you're following the game, this is probably going to post several days after we start going, so I don't think you're getting any advantage if you follow. I don't even know if you're watching this, the mindset, or not. Hey. Oh, no. Okay, come on. Ah. Uh, Oh. That makes Corellia stackable. Not the worst, but not great. Because if I'm doing well, I probably will not retreat from this one. I'll probably push it all the way through. Well, doing well, I have to start with that before I can say anything. Oh well for doing well. Erg. Uh, this is painful. I don't want to do this again. I got 3 hits at least. Now, yeah, this is gonna be painful, but not completely undoable. It's not the worst thing, certainly so. But since we're playing top platinum players now, it's gonna be tough. Is the main thing. Oops, what am I doing? Notice I'm not putting the AA gun down with one tank. I just feel like it's not enough to make that much of impact. The 2 AA guns can be better later, in my opinion. Alright. Not the worst, but not great. So a lot of debate went into this one. Um, the main thing was he is doing a tank rush, so that kind of affected my decision. He did send a battleship out here, which is, again, that's right off the bat. Normally, that's my straight, okay, we're doing C-Zone 37 and going to KJF. Um, this particular case, though, with the tank rush by, you know, there's still plenty of options for me here because I didn't even look at he tried to win. He did a 6-1, so he didn't even try killing the C-Zone 10. Which a lot of times you see when you see that battleship go, they're trying to kill 10 or 11. I think we're just going to play this pretty straight up, ultimately here. I may still do my sub twist. Yeah, I think I'll still do my sub twist. Because I can always come back. So, because the other game, I'm just gonna play this safe. I'm just gonna play it standard. I like saving the tank infantry you can pick up later and just doing the one. I know a lot of people just bring the tank and drop the tank, but I'm not a fan there. We're gonna let the U.S. kill the bomber. So he put all his fighters up here, so they cannot hit this C zone. So as long as I kill this, I can go ahead and take Morocco. And he's only got his 3 here. So he basically just conceded Africa right off the bat. So I think we got to take advantage of that. Some people say, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Um, round 1 here, UK 2. We're going to bring the transport up here. I don't know if he'll try for it. Maybe he'll try to kill it. I don't know. Transport 2, and then I can always transport them back on UK 3 before a J3 attack. So I still got time to get them back. Between this and US hitting Morocco, we're just going to eliminate these guys really quickly, I think. Is my plan, at least. Nice. Nice, nice. Double nice. Not so nice. Okay. A little worried there. We turned out okay, though. Nice. So his air can't reach me, so now I'm stacked as well, right? So he can't do it too. I mean, he can, but he's not going to get every set. His air is way up here, so they're not really a concern. I've gotten the habit of taking this transport empty because I like to just bring him up to grab these 2 guys ultimately. Now I could drop my fleet here, but I'm going to take the fact I'm going to give him a 5v4 battle there, and I'm going to be okay with that. Because of this nonsense, I think I'm probably going to end up giving Caucasus up. I'm not really sure yet. The bomber's not going to make much difference, so I'm just going to bring this dude all the way back up here. Actually, I don't need to do that. Japan can't reach there. No. So far, I'm okay with round 1. Alright, again, this is going to be kind of a quick stream just because this is not really my official game at the moment, but just to kind of show what we're doing. I did decide I really wanted to go KJF because he lost 3 infantry here, he lost 2 infantry down here. He made it so I could fly back, I could fly back a fighter, build another carrier, 2 fighters, and it's stacked versus him. So KJF it was very viable because Japan's weak and I could stack the C zone, India C zone. But again, I've never done a KJF in the face of a tank rush. If I was going to do one though, this would be the one. I just think there's too many advantages potentially for me here. I do have to choose what I'm going to give up on this side, which is fine. I will give up Caucasus actually for a turn because I can dead zone it. If I give up West Russia because of these guys that could join in, I can't dead zone West Russia. So we're gonna figure out some sort of strafe, kill off as much of his meat shield here as we can, and then give him the opportunity of, well, he'll take Caucasus, but even with his 4 fighters, I don't think he can stack it. I can dead zone it at least and trade it for a turn. We'll see. I'm kind of in a little bit of a hurry, so I haven't thought it way too hard out. I am going with a 3 transport buy this time, I think. I don't know why, I just am. And I'm building a carrier. You know what? I want to use a tank instead in case these guys run. I can chase them. So let's use a tank down here instead. As tempting as that is, I don't think it's worth the risk right now. I think that's what we're going to do. Oh, good God. Don't do this. Thank you. Okay. Whew. I mean, even if I lost 2, I just didn't want to lose the battle. That first round, I thought I was going to lose the battle altogether. Ah. I don't think the cruiser's really worth it. I guess he just gets to keep his cruiser. I'd rather keep my fighters. What a round of dice rolling. But I can't say anything. Like I said, he lost a lot of Japan round 1. Come on. Thank you. Now, normally I would say, well, take that with the Russian, but it doesn't make any sense because that's not going to get me any IPC, and he'll kill him relatively easily, other than it would make him use a unit. I think I might move a... Actually, I move my US guy here and bring a Russian guy up this way as well. That way he has to use a tank if he wants. even thought about this. I don't want to put him in this danger zone, but I think I will put a couple of infantry. I want him in range. Don't need him in Moscow. I'd like to keep him in 2 range of up here. So I think Kazakh's actually looking like the best opportunity. Although he's got that 4 fighters that I could just go right over top of him. That's not a good. That's not a good thing. Here he'd be 1, 2, 3. He can't reach me. That still gives me a 2-shot and get back and not be on the front line. Still get down to India. That should prevent him from doing anything crazy. Guy up there just in case. Pull him. So these guys are kind of stuck here. They go either way if they really wanted to. I'm going to pull out so that then I can use my transport, and then I'll let my Americans deal with them. So I'm going to pause. Say I'm not. I'm going to go ahead. Normally in a tank rush, right? Every unit counts. I want to just be defensive in the beginning, and that's really. This reminds me a lot of that setup when Terrence and I faced Snake and Emre, except for they had more tanks up in the front here. It kind of reminds me of that. The biggest thing, as I remember from that game, was survive the first 4 to 5 rounds, and then they burn up, and then you start pushing back. And the reason I built that wanted to find a way to get a third transport. That's what gives me units starting to pick on Germany as quickly as possible. So that was the reasoning behind that. So I want to strafe these guys pretty good, and I think I'm going to double check my what the best number is there. Good thing up here is he can't take these 3 guys, and he can't stack here, so I can leave these guys another round if I want to. Question is, do I want to, or do I want to be getting them back because of this tank rush? That is a good old question. I think I might leave 1 infantry back. Because 2v1 isn't what you really want to do, and he wants to go ahead and put 1 over here. 3v1 if he chooses it, so be it. Alright, so I do want to get a strafe on these guys. What I'd like to do is get as many of the infantry down as possible and then retreat to West Russia. maybe not. Now my mind's starting to go fickle on me. All right, I gotta go back to my calculator. So moving along kind of quickly here. Germany, as expected, he stacked West Russia. I think he built some more tanks even up here in Karelia, right? That's what it looks like. Ah, wrong button. I can never remember which one I'm hitting. Yeah, so he built 2 more tanks there, and then otherwise went infantry and artillery. He put 2 infantry down here in Italy, which I hope to kill. Otherwise, you know, kind of expected stuff. Nothing earth-shattering there. France, let's see, he lost an infantry in France, so yay. Lost one and taken West Russia. Like I said, we knew we were going to take. He's going to take West Russia. So the good news is, I did double check. I don't need to have any of my UK fighters in Moscow to help stack it. We're going to have to retreat out of Caucasus. That's an obvious, regardless. So we did get ourselves in a little bit of a hole here, so that he's stacking West Russia and trading Caucasus. So he's getting some bonus money there. Hopefully we can start picking apart this side of the board kind of quickly, and we are going to clean up Africa in round 2 here, so that's good news. And we're going to hit Italy in round 2, so a little bit of trade-off for us. You know, I wish we were in a little bit better of a situation, but you know, where we are, where we are. I'm sorry, I'm having a change of thought in my own head here, as I was thinking that I was going to move these over and take here, but I think if I put the fighters here, then I can move them. We can do a fighter train to Moscow through this mechanism. I was going to bring him here, and then he can fly him directly in, and then this carrier can continue to come on around. But I sure would like to go ahead and trade France as well, you know? So I think I'm going to do that. 1, 2, 3. See, these guys can go 1, 2, 3. I trade France and drop, excuse me, these transports down. He'd only have 2 planes that could hit me anyways. But I was planning, of course, sending this transport on up here. Interesting. Interesting. But I think trading off German units and taking France is going to be bigger than shifting over here, and I'll be able to continue to pump some fighters into Moscow and India as needed still. So I think we're going to go that route, actually. Slight change of mind. I am still going to go ahead and build 2 fighters, so I'm building 2 infantry and a tank for down here, 2 infantry for up here, and building 2 fighters. The only thing, if I succeed in taking France, and then I take Northwest Europe, then I only need 1 fighter, and I could go ahead and build another transport with an infantry to go with it. So I'm kind of changing my mind as I go here. That'd be 3 infantry coming up here. We're going to use these 2. That'd give me 4 units. I would have 2 destroyers, carrier fighters, so we'd have 4 units to block 2 fighters. As long as we take these 2. I guess worst case scenario, we have to use the 2 US transports to finish this off. I really don't want to take a unit from here because I want these 2 to clean up these guys. So, alright, well, we're going to go with it. I like getting the extra transport sooner. So, I also don't think I'm going to need Russia's help to help hold J3 India because of how many units he lost. I think we're going to be okay there. I didn't use 2 to make sure to take it. Actually, you know what? I don't want to take the bomber that way. is going to come help over here. Oh wait, that's right. If I'm doing those fighters that way, I can't do France. E. Ooh. So we don't need to send. All right, we're gonna do it that way instead. I mean, still, even if I don't take Italy, he could theoretically send these 3 fighters and land them on a carrier he builds here. But again, building a carrier here and G3 is just losing that money. So I don't know that it'd be worth it anyway. So I think it's worth the shot. This fighter I want to bring over to help with dead zoning down here next turn. So I can't, use him and land him down here too. There, I could, but I don't want to because I need him over here. I remember not to forget about these guys. I forgot to. This is one of the things. A simple thing. I forgot to move my Africa guy up, right? So he should be here. Would be moving here, which would then, if I needed to, I could use my transport. By keeping my not attacking Italy, I could grab him and come in to help support India. But I forgot all about him on turn 1. Not uncommon by any means. All right. We're being a little aggressive, but he's being aggressive, so we gotta match aggression with aggression. Okay, breather. Let's go. All right, finish him, bomber. Bomber. 2 misses. Good gracious. Out of 3. All right. Whew. So our goal is for him being so aggressively going east to punish him on the backside, on the west side. That's what the goal of all of this is. All right, nice. Extra nice. He made his aggressive move, so we've got to find something to counter it to make him pay for making such an aggressive move. So we're counting on the Americans, taking them out. So that he doesn't kill my bomber. Theoretically, he could go 1, 2, 3, 4 if I don't take the territory, but then you have to land a fighter here again, and I'm going to have more U.S. troops landing, so I don't know that he'd want to do that. So I think next turn, rather than using the normal Norway, I'm actually going to go here so that I can use both of these units on, was that Libya, I believe? Algeria, sorry, Libya's down here. Good old geography. these guys. Don't need the sub coming with me. Sub can go back this way. Got subs on submerge. All right. I think that's everything. Looks like it. Now that does mean I'm going to end up with 4 transports for the UK, which a lot of times I prefer going 3 transports and be able to build bombers and such and whatnot, but um, I think again I want to trade early, get units early on this side of the map to make him pull back sooner. So hopefully we'll get him thinking fast. Almost could just almost stack France this turn. Not quite. But if he's not careful, we will. So, alright, here we go. Okay, so I just timed out of my other game. This is, I really hate ranked. I'm pretty close to the time on here. I got a little bit of time at least. I did do a turn in between. I did my Russian American turn, so just to kind of catch you back up, we'll jump back real quick. Germany, they bought a complex and 6 guys and kind of spread out here. Didn't put a whole lot of J3 pressure on. And well, you can kind of see what they did. He did bring his cruiser sub down here, which I'm debating whether I should attack that cruiser sub at slight advantage or if it's even really worth it. I think I might. Otherwise, my US bought myself a couple transports, some grounds. I did do this little bit with a US infantry tank and put my fighter up here to protect Alaska since he has 1 transport still sitting over there. Looks like he forgot to move that German fighter, or I mean Japan fighter. That's the only thing I can think of. You see I did take Northwest Europe there so that I was protected in the sea zone. I went ahead and did this little Kazakh stack, completely forgetting about his German stack in West Russia and turn order because I was planning on putting 2 either UK tanks or fighters in here, and then that would keep this dead zone from Japan. It's still a quasi risky battle for him to have 2 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 bomber, and the 4 fighters to hit this. I'm going to put 1 more tank in there. That way he could choose to not hit it and not risk his fighters on the AA and the extra weapons there. It's kind of it's a 1 IPC profit for him technically in the battle. And that way if he doesn't hit it, I can pull the rest of this out and the Germans only get to kill 1 UK tank. So, but I'm not going to put my fighters in there obviously. Otherwise, I think I'm going to let the US take out Italy and the UK take out here, and possibly we're also going to grab both of these guys. So he's only got fighters. So if I take both of these UK, US, the fighters can go one. Oh, wait, we got Japan fighters. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he could land his Japan fighters there. I guess I only do have 1 infantry. That's kind of a bummer. I was thinking I could do both, and that the Germans, I mean, they have to build a carrier to kill them, but the Japan goes before U.S. would take it. So he would be going 1, 2, 3, 4 with one fighter, and 1, 2, 3. I could hit it with one fighter, one infantry. Of course, the next turn, my whole UK, I'll have one transport, two transports down here that could hit him. And so he'd have to fly all his air in there. I don't know. Because, I mean, yeah, he'd have to go 1, 2, 3. He'd have to, since I'd have that territory, he'd have to land in Norway, and the UK would be able to land there. I mean, he could land his 6 other fighters in there, but that's not going to do him a lot of good. I'd trade a, I mean, it is the UK taking Norway then instead of the US, but, you know, I would, I'd be willing to trade UK transport for a Japanese fighter, right? I think I will be. All right, I need. Gosh, I'm gonna kill my time here. All right, I don't want to lose this one too. Let's just go. So let's see. We got 7 infantry, 2 artillery. I'm looking at building a bomber that we're gonna put up here, and we're just gonna roll. I did not get to think this turned out completely as much as I'd like to, but after losing one already, don't really want to lose another. It does mean I'm going to need to build more U.S. transports because I'm not going to have that factory there this time, which is not horrible, but slightly off ideal. Let's go. Good job, guys. Good job. Does he submerge? I was kind of thinking he might. Yeah, I could see the advantage of submerging, actually. Nope, he does not submerge. Alright, let's try this again. Wait. Oh, it was a surprise strike. That's why his sub got to fire back. because he got to have his surprise strike in there. Alright, that was a good round. Combats. Put one in there. We're not going to put anything else in there after all. Actually, he's got 6 fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the fighter. We'll leave that carrier destroyer there because I don't need them up that way yet. Let's see, we're going to have 2 bombers and a fighter and at least 4 units, so 7 units that we would be paying a stack of fighters, right? So I think I'm okay with that. No, this poor South African guy's completely forgot he's supposed to be fighting in this war. Fired for desertion. So we're just going to have the 1 transport there, so yeah, I'm good. No big jump scare. Yay. Alright, I don't know if this is working or not. Looks like it is. Okay, US 3. Well, first Japan 3, I guess. So you can kind of see what he did for the most part. 9 infantry, 1 artillery. He built a transport, so he's up to his 5 transports. He's producing out of here. He's got 8 units produced up here, so that indicates that he wants to use 4 transports. Excuse me. He did use a transport down here to come attack down here. He put 2 in Thailand, so if I kill these 2, he still has 2 he can attack with. So he could come across the border here and hit along here. He also has 2 transports that could grab those 2, assuming I kill these 2. They can grab those 2, 1 here, and come down here with 2 battleships. But 3 infantry, 2 battleships attacking is better than me trying to counterattack with 3 versus 3, so I will take it. The other thing I'm going to go ahead and already plan is my sub coming up to Hawaii to discourage him going for Alaska, because he has no boats that can get there. He would be sacrificing his transport to go for Alaska. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4 transports are planning on moving these 8 over to the mainland. So that gives him 1 transport and these 2 infantry that he is probably hoping that he'll be able to go over this way, and if not, then maybe come down this way. I can always build a destroyer, which is 8 IPCs spent, to block him from going that way, which I may do or I may not. I'll wait till UK to make that decision. Um, the other option is if he comes across, then he could go here, 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 or here. If I move my infantry here, I'll have my infantry and fighters and bombers coming around that could hit him. If he was to go here or here, we'll have the tank and the U.S. air that could hit him. If he goes here, obviously we got these guys that could hit him. But he also could, from that spot, come over to 32 and go to Madagascar. But of course, we'd be able to. Well, he'd have his battleships in there and carriers, so he could go to Madagascar and then go here or here. So it may be worth the 8 IPC because otherwise, yes, it can just hang out here, just grabbing one unit. So I don't know. We'll address that when it comes actually to UK's turn. Right now, we're on America's turn, US's turn. So one thing we definitely want to go ahead and hit Italy. I could try to do 2 Italy cruiser, fighter, bomber, and use the other transport to hit the what is that? Southeast Europe. I think it's Southeast Europe, right? Southern Europe. But that's kind of risky. I think I'm just going to take all 4 infantry and make sure we kill Italy so that he cannot build. He can only build 10 units here because, again, you'll notice right through here there's no units connecting his eastern front and his western front. Now, these guys, of course, can come back in too. And I did double check. Can't quite stack France this turn. Possibly could, but not really well. So I don't think we're going to go for that yet. But it's very close to where we're going to be able to stack France if he continues to stay riding up here. And by only allowing him 10 infantry, 10 units to be able to produce back here, producing up here is not going to be able to get back easily. Now, again, because he did a tank rush in the beginning, he can get those guys back kind of quick. But once he pulls those guys back, all the rest of this is going to have to retreat as well. So we just want to, moving the transport here. Again, he could have attacked it with a fighter and landed here, but he decided to attack Kazakh. But as you can see, Kazakh stands. So we know something good happened there. Like I said, he did Burma. He took that fine. But Kazakh, I lost an AA. He lost a bomber and 2 infantry. So definitely a positive result, even though I'm going to leave my tank behind. The other reason I was okay with leaving my tank behind when the U.S. and Russians leave here is what's Germany going to attack them with? These fighters can't reach to help, right? They're out of place to help. So he either has to do an all infantry or he has to use an infantry and send a tank. And whatever he sends, we should be able to kill unless he does a complete stack move, which is risky because if he does, I'll be able to use a UK tank, 2 fighters, 4 fighters, and hopefully these 2 bombers coming around. So we'll have 6 air plus a tank that could hit whatever he leaves here from UK. So to pull out of there is going to be a little bit tricky for him, hopefully. So that's what we're setting up. US flow here. So again, what do I need to build? Well, these 2 transports are going in to attack, so I don't need units for them. We got these 4 have their 8 units, so they're accounted for. This guy is going to come take Norway. He's only going to be able to use the 1 infantry. He can't take an AA for attack, so we're going to take the 1 infantry there. We're going to leave 2 AA sitting here. And that also leaves us an infantry and a tank. This transport's going to be coming back, so we can get our infantry and tank over here. The tank can always counter if he does decide to go for Alaska, which I don't expect. And the transport could take an infantry and AA for him. Otherwise, I am taking these 4 down here. Kind of planning on 2 of them going in. Actually, I shouldn't say that because these 2 are going to grab in there, but 2 that could go in. So we're just going to build as many units as we can so that they can go from here up to here to grab more units and then come ricocheting back up this way. Because again, he doesn't have very many units going to the north. He's keeping them down here, or again, although the tanks can get up there very quickly. Um, we want to get some stack pressure up here. So we are building 2 units, or at least 1 infantry for him going out. That leaves me 8 other builds. Um, this guy is picking up these 2 potentially, so he doesn't count. I am building 2 transports, so that takes 4 of them. That leaves me 4 other ones, where 2 of these transports can come bounce back up to here. The other 2 can get ready to come back to here and grab and continue to feed into Africa. I know I did that kind of quickly, but that's where the units are going. Now the question is, I'm kind of almost leaning towards only doing 3 infantry to attack Italy instead of taking all 4, since I do have fairly heavy air going on there, and we can just continue to conserve units because again he's going to have 6 fighters attacking between these 2 provinces, so it's not like he's not going to be able to trade it efficiently back. Of course, if he has a 3-for-3 hit, who knows what that means? But if we're doing 3 infantry, 2 fighters, and a cruiser, and we even have the bomber that we could send as well, it's an 81% chance. Bomber, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I'm going to send the bomber too. So yeah, we will use the bomber as well. So I think we're just going to use 3 infantry. I'm kind of curious, what does 2 infantry look like with the bomber? For taking, that gives me a 62% chance for taking. A little bit on the lower side than I'd like. So I think we're just going to go in with 3 of these dudes. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not going to land them along there per se, but I did my big meeting. So this is the day after timing out on the loan shark game. Very frustrating that I timed out. I cannot. I am not a blitz player. I'll be honest. I sit here, I look at, I analyze, I think. I am not a blitz player, and that showed as I was trying to rush through a turn against loan shark. In all fairness, he deserved that win. So um, I'm not super bitter other than the fact that I went 20 whatever rounds it was. Had my big meeting today. I am exhausted, so I'm double checking what I'm doing here. Meeting went well, so yay. I don't. Oh, cruiser. Even though they miss half the time, still gotta use them. I think that's it for the attacks. Yeah. Hey, we missed. Ooh. Okay. Whew. Happy with that. We should finish this out strong then. A good solid landing. 3 infantry landing. Alright. He is going to be hurting. Even though he has all that air. That's a little bit of a stinger. He's going to have to commit a good number of landing. He's only got 9 ground units on this side of the map, so... I think I can go ahead and bring him on up here. I'm going to bring him up here. So one thing I do got to be careful of, he does have 18 tanks staring down at UK, at India, and again, Germany goes beforehand. I've only got 12, 14, 15 units down here. So I do want to be mindful of that. I am going to drop a Russian infantry there to block the blitz. And I'm doing it this way so that the UK, or excuse me, the US infantry can trade with Germany a little bit and save trading. I think that ultimately is going to be better. All right, let's see here. We want to bring him in here to help for those 6 fighters. We're going to take him back. These guys, we're going to bring them all down here. You can start to walk. You can come down to here. So I'm putting him here because, again, one transport can grab both of them. Plus, I'm not going to put him here in case I give the transports a free run. I don't want him to be a dead shot. I haven't decided. I'm probably going to block it, but um, whether he's in Egypt, he's still 2 turns away from India, or he's here, he's 2 turns away from India. So either way, I'm comfortable there. I'm gonna bring him on down. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4 next turn. Down. Got him going back there. Got those guys. Cruiser carrier, destroyer carrier. They're all squared away. I was gonna say I didn't pay attention to where the Japan bomber landed, but he died. That's right. So we don't have to worry about that. So they're safe unless he wants to build a carrier. If he wants to build a carrier to kill those 2 fighters, or to his 2 transports, so be it. That's 14 IPC he's spending on a carrier that's going to do nothing to kill 14, so I'm okay with that. So 2 transports. I like to have 10 transports. There's 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I might go up to 12 this turn because to hit 10 transports at round 3 is pretty darn good. So we're getting units over here pretty quickly. So I'm pretty happy about that. We're gonna pause for 1 second. And the reason I wanted to pause because I wanted to bring over my spreadsheet at the end of the turn here and show night and day my game against Loden Shark. I had it updated through 23. I think we'd have to go on 24 rounds. I don't think I've quite finished that out. But, that remember round 1 here, I lost Ukraine. His bomber and his artillery and his tanks still lived. And here we had a good round 1. So just at the end of round 1, where Allies was +2, this time Axis was +2, Allies is 5 up. So it's a 7 unit swing just on R1. Snowballs to 21 to a 41 different, 34-7, 41 different. So we're snowballing on top of it. And so by the time we get to this peak point here, we should be really dominant and have an easy take on Berlin, barring any strange things happening. But this just kind of shows night and day where I had bad dice on round 1, I had good dice on round 1, and then how that just kind of adds up. And I've had some pretty decent dice on these follow-up rounds too. So, but nonetheless, it just snowballs units to units, IPC value to IPC value. We got 171 difference in IPC unit value. Our attack strength, defense strength. We're just completely night and day. That's just how influential round 1 dice kind of set the tone very quickly. So, in any case, moving on to we are on Russia's purchase phase. 21, we'll just buy the 7 infantry. Currently we got 10, 11, 12, 13. It'd be nice to get 2 more. There's West Russia sitting with 1 infantry. It'd be nice because that means I could build 5 infantry next time. But you know what? So I built 7, 23, 24, 32, 39. He's got 25, so we are fine. I'm going to go ahead and use 2. We're going to start turning to be aggressive against... You know what? We're just going to turn aggressive on Germany on this front as well. Because we weathered the initial onslaught. Oh, what do I got here? I need an infantry. So now let's see about turning the offensive just a little bit as we're taking all these properties on this side of the map. Should have been careful. I'm not pulling out any calculators or anything, but it seemed like I had a pretty good unit count advantage. So yeah, the downside, I'm not going to get that Kazakh stack because he got into Caucasus so early. This is just bonus to kill out units of his. Ooh, okay, he killed out units of mine instead. If we had been able to take it, then he just had 1 infantry or 1 infantry attacking. That's why I went for that one. Japan Air. He doesn't really have Japan. Oh, he does have that tank. I'm curious here. So we're building 7 infantry. If we had 14, so 21, 22, 23, 24, 29, 31, 32, 33, 34, 5, 6, 7, 37, 38, 39 units. These guys are out of range. He's got 25, so we're good. Let's bring a 3. Oh wait, he does have his 4 fighters down here. So the infantry tank and 4 fighters is a little bit different of a story. So, all right, guys, let's fall back. Let's just fall back. Yeah, the tank could come here or here, so you're into stacking there. It's not really smart. We can't stack here and Moscow because of the 25 units, so we're just going to pull in, I think. Probably would have been better to send an extra guy just to take that spot, but oh well. Oh, no. Shenanigans. Oh, I hate this. I want 1 unit in down here in Persia. Oh, I hate not being able to redo a non-combat move. Shoota wooga wooga waga. Man. Well, we'll see if he takes it. Let's see. 18 tanks. I mean, that's a profitable battle there, right? 14, 15, that's got to be profitable battle there. God, dog it. Hot doggity dog. Let's see, because I'm not going to get to build. I'm not going to get to reinforce. Man, I really wanted to, I mean, it puts his tanks out of place. That's the good news for me. But the battle itself is a very high likelihood profitable battle. Probably do two and then retreat because it would be better for Japan to have India. But man, I hate being stupid. Oh, I'm exhausted. It's time to go to bed. It's been a long 48, 72 hours. All right. Good night, and hopefully we don't pay too heavily for that stupidity. Okay, so as you can see, it my screw up and forgetting my Russian infantry paid. I'm gonna say it paid off. Um, I wish they would have fought a little bit harder and killed a few more of these tanks, but yeah, blunder by me, but maybe not. So this is what I'm looking at. He's got his 10 tanks sitting down here in India, controlled by Germany. So they are way out there, and he's got a lot of thin units covering a lot of ground. So it looks bad, but there's not very many units in all of this, including over here. So I can stack France this turn, is right where I'm coming at, while still hitting Italy and hitting here, Northwest Europe. So I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to hit at least these three with a stack of France. Maybe I can still grab him, and we're going to take a swing at Karelia too, and then let Russia come in. Or, well, U.S. will take one of these, and Russia clean up all the rest of this. Put Russia between his tanks and the rest of his forces, and see if we can't kill Germany fairly quickly. Hopefully, maybe. Especially if we can cut out these production spots, and so all I can do is build here, and we got a France stack going. So we're going to see what we can do. It's obviously not ideal to lose India early. Let's see. He's got 8 and 9 access. He's not threatening here. Plus, we're going to take these. So I don't think we're in a victory city fear, especially since we're going to stack France. So that's a good thing. But man, what a bad couple days between timing out on my other game and then just screwing this up. Mentally just fatigued. Work is really killing me at the moment. But whatever. No excuses. Time to see if we can't still salvage this game and make it. I mean, we had a pretty big lead going into it. That's the other positive. So the fact that Germany got a strong point isn't horrible. So yeah. So I was just figuring out what I wanted to build here. So I've got these two, so I'm only going to be using 6 of these 7 guys, so I'm going to have 1 extra plus the AA extra. So really, I only need to build 6 guys, so that's where I had gotten to. I got the base 6 planned, and then it's a matter of what do I want to build from here. And I think I'm going to get ready to do my own bombing runs this go around. And we'll go ahead and buy an extra guy so that we have 1 extra so we can buy a bomber again next turn maybe. And then let's exchange a couple of these maybe for some artilleries in here. And we still got 3 left over, but I think we're going to just let that be because, again, we may end up start losing some income if he blitzes the tanks through here. But this is one of those games, even if he starts taking Germany this way, I hope to pound him quickly enough. But I'm also going to have my U.S. around here that I can pop down here really quickly. He won't have a steady flow coming in. Well, I guess Japan could be coming. I don't know. Whatever. We're just going to move on. What a bad way to end the season. Because I don't think I'm going to have time for another game. Have I mentioned I dislike ranked? Just wondering, because of stupid stuff like this. All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3. You know what? No, let's keep you back. No, not there. We're gonna hit that hard. There. There we go. Let's just minimize any dicing possibilities here. The last guy I'm going to save so that he can grab the AA as well, and go ahead and throw that in there. Yeah, sometimes I hate being an idiot. Alright. Oh, come on. Not right now. This is not what I need right now. Come on. How many times can my plane miss? Thank you. Ugh. I mean, the end result's fine, but man, come on, let's just get the dice and roll them and get it done with. Alright, this is kind of a big battle here. We need a one wipe. This is where we put our ace pilots at. There we go. There's those ace pilots. Crab doodles. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, I am just not playing well right now. Can't send you down there. Well, I don't know that I'm going to be able to stack France now because of my little goof there. I was planning on landing UK fighters down here so that these fighters could land in France. don't know that I'm going to have enough that I can do it now. But we'll make taking France back hard at the very least. Oh well. Oy, not my best round. Hopefully we had enough of a lead to withstand it. Alright. We're going to have to do some creative playing here. Really still irked about my goof up. Well, just the fact that they won't let you go back a phase. As soon as I knew it, I realized, it wouldn't have affected any of the game if I could have just gone back to my non-combat and moved him back. One of my pet peeves of the game, but I love the game altogether, so. Alright. So what this leads us to is we now have Japan controlling the Suez, threatening our fleet in Sea Zone 15, which I was planning on using to kill Italy this turn. So I've got to also close down the Suez before Japan's turn. Now the good news is I do have this infantry and 2 UK bombers that can reach there, but versus 2 infantry, that's a little sus. So I'm tempted to, I'm going to have to use my US, sacrifice my tank into this to hopefully make this a little bit better. So, and I still want to be able to stack France, which requires 2 US fighters, which, I've got these guys here. They all got to, basically go that way ultimately. And then I also want to kill this 1 infantry so that I'll be able to blitz a tank to Karelia for Russia's turn. And that'll keep Germany down to only being able to produce 10 spots, regardless of how much money, because we'll also take Caucasus. Or they can produce down here, which isn't going to help save Berlin. And that's my goal, is to get to this part to only be able to build 10 units for the Germans and just start really ramping up the pressure here. So that's the plan. We're going to use 3 transports in here, 2 plus 1, and we're going to need 2 of these transports to go this way plus this guy, so 1 transport's going to come back. We're going to be grabbing 4 of these guys. We got 9, we got 10, so he'll take 8 and be on to 6. We're going to have 1, 2, 3 so we're essentially going to be already all built for the next turn as far as our ground goes. I'm going to double check this real quick. So yeah, so I think we want 7. I also want an industry for up here. And let's see, we got 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I want to just go ahead and build another bomber? So I believe 7 is the correct number. So we're going to take 2 of these guys. We're going to take 6 with these 3 transports away this turn. So there's 4, or here's 6. So that leaves us 7 units. We're going to be bringing this guy back. We're going to be bringing 1 back here. So 4 of them will be taken by them. So that leaves 3 left over. We're going to have 3 transports sitting here. So we need to build 3 for them. We're going to have these 2 transports here. So we want 4 for them. So that's our 7. We had 1 more IPC. It'd make sense to do a transport and 2 infantry. But instead, I think I'm going to go ahead and lean towards a bomber. So you got to watch out. He's got his 4 transports here. He can come back to Alaska, and I'll have to respond to that. But think I am still going to stick with the bomber. I mean, I could build a bunch, build, 4 infantry down here this turn and ready to be responsive to him, but I think he wants to send all that, we'll take care of it. So we're going to build a bomber, because a bomber can be helpful with the fact that we want to press our attack up here. Alright, here comes the not so good battle. I got to do that. Not really what I want to do, but I really want to at least kill one of these guys and not lose my fighter. So those two will land in France. This fighter can't attack anything for him to come on down here. I need to kill that dude. We need 1. To do that, 1. To do that, 1. To do that. Have the cruiser hit there. So that should give me 4, 2 fighters, and a cruiser. Okay. We're going to need to take those 4 to France. His guy's coming down. Hopefully we don't have to take that guy, and this guy can go straight back over there. Alright, let's trade lots of Germans. This is an important one because, like I said, I want to shut down those production spots. Ugh. Ew, that's not good. I need another drink. I definitely need another drink. That kills our whole plan. And this was the risky battle, not the Italy battle. Good gosh. What a... Yay, we got a hit. Alright. Now what? We can't stack France because of these guys living. What do we do now? Or do we go ahead and do it and let him... Let me just see how bad that is. So now... Oh, God dang it. 8 infantry. Yeah. That is now a positive battle for him, or it was going to be a negative battle for him. Gosh darn it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to create the dead zone, make him attack me, make him use his units. This is dumb, but we're just going to do it. Hey. Well, might as well move them all up here, right? Just in case we have to go over that way, even though we don't need them all now. I learned last game I shouldn't count on counting on something, right? Alright, gotta catch my breath for a second. Alright, I'm just winging it at this point. I'm just frustrated with my mistakes, frustrated with timing out. Too many frustrations. We're gonna blitz mode here. La-di-da, la-di-da. See, that's 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 sounds good. Here we've got what? We got 2 going. Let's go. Three, 6, 8. I'm not using a calculator or anything at this point. We're just doing this. Ooh, that's nice. All right, we want 3 to 4 hits here. 3 to 4 hits. Two. Boo. No. Well, do I have enough to stack Kazakh now? I don't even know. No, I got these guys down here we gotta worry about. I probably really shouldn't play after having my Friday night drink. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to think this through, and I'm not gonna keep the game running. Just on UK, take a look at what the heck I did. So I shouldn't have tried doing the double strafe. I was only gonna do the one round, but it just went so well. Well, yeah, I had to screw it up. So I'm going to figure out what it is I need to have to keep Moscow with my 5 infantry being built, and could I possibly, even with these 10 tanks coming, and these guys, and these guys, and these fighters, make this a semi-profitable battle. So that's what I'm going to figure out. All right, so we head into UK5, and this time the dice gods turned around and helped me out. So you can probably see he attempted France, and he lost 3 of his fighters in doing so. Let's see here. Here it is. So he lost 3 fighters, 11 infantry, 2 artilleries. He killed 8 infantry, 2 AA, a tank, and an artillery. So very much a poor result for him. I gave him like an 8 IPC. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull this up. Let's do this real quick. So, yeah, so here we go. This was the battle I offered him in France. Well, it was supposed to be, had Italy gone better, this is what it was supposed to be, where it was a negative profit. He could win. He wasn't going to conquer, not like as likely to conquer at a negative profit. Uh, I decided to go ahead and throw those fighters in there and throw the U.S. in there as much as I could, because even if he had won, oh whoops, wrong way. Even if he had won, he would have used up all his ground units in that area, and so it was a yeah like a 9. The first time I had like 8 something, 9, 8, 9 profit. Pretty good odds, to be honest. But yeah, his the average expectation. Let's see, he would have had like 5 infantry, and 2 of the fighters lost or something like that. You lots of variance around here because of the AA gun, 2 AA guns in there. But something to that effect that even if he had had that 5 infantry and he had killed all my stuff, including my 2 fighters there. So imagine my 2 fighters gone, and he still has 5 and 6 planes. He's still very low. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. He'd have the 16, 17, 20, 25 ground, 31 counting planes. So he'd have 31 units total. And I'm ready to be pumping in 8 units a turn from the UK, and essentially 8 units a turn from the US. So it's only going to take 4 or 5 rounds even from then. Plus, we're going to be able to crush back with the Russia, and we're going to be killing units. So I mean, it's only going to take 4 or 5 rounds, and I don't think Japan is 4 or 5 rounds away from taking Moscow. So I think, as bad as it was that India went so early, it just that chunk of units they can't get back, and uh, so win or lose, I think that battle was going to be favorable for me. I also think he didn't have a whole lot of choice either. I think he needed to take that battle, so I can't really fault him. I think when he got in trouble was getting his tanks too far extended. So so now we go into the UK turn. Like I said, I've got to take Egypt, or he'll have this and these three hitting in my bits there, and it's worth losing a bomber if I have to. I don't want to. Hopefully, I take it without losing a bomber, but we're gonna hit that one pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and build a factory in France. So, you know, I'm gonna take 2 points, 4 points. So I'm gonna add 4 points to 33. So I'm gonna have 37. I had 39 this time. I was just trying to find ways to spend. I got too much money for 8 production spots. So let's go ahead and put it here. We should have it stacked, even if he does take a swipe at it and he takes it. I'll take it back, and then it will be stacked, and we'll be able to use it the following turn. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to build 4 infantry, 3 artillery. I got 1 extra man up here already, and we're going to build an industry to put on France. My goal this turn. Oh, the other thing too, Germany only has 27 IPC, so I don't have to worry about cutting out Italy's production slots. He's not going to be using it. I just want to kill those units. But my goal is to kill, kill, kill. Of course, his fighters are going to get out. Take here. Hopefully kill and take here. And then stack France. And so hopefully he'll be down to just these 2 territories by the time it gets back around to Germany 6. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We do want to do combats. Hold up. Whew, that was almost close. All right. I want to put 2 fighters on here, um, but I do want to keep 1 fighter back, and I'm going to land this bomber here, and that'll give him an 8% shot with infantry, tank, and his 5 planes if he wants to go for it. I mean, he's obviously going to be in a kind of a desperate situation, so it might be worth going for. I don't know. Which, by the way, so hopefully my the the holidays leading up to this past week has been an extremely stressful work week. You don't need to go into all the detail, but I had reached that point. That's the reason that the daily videos weren't happening anymore, um, and I just wasn't playing my best and getting cranky about it too. So hopefully I should be back on a more normal routine again now, so that's not so much an issue. Very good, very good. Japan goes next. Can't land them there. Are they safe here? 1, 2, 3. He can't come in. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they'd be safe over here. Let's put them over here. Alright, let's see. I want a carrier and 2 fighters to protect there. We want the bomber going in there. Gonna dump our guys in here. We're gonna go ahead and move him over. Kind of like leaving him here. Not much else for him to do, really. So we're gonna have a battleship and 2 destroyers to defend against his 3 fighters. So it's a little bit thinner than I necessarily would prefer it to be, but I think it's okay. At this point, like I said, we just got to watch out. Don't want to give him an opportunity for a dice god's moment, so we want to try to control those. So that 8% here is a little bit riskier than I'd like. And I don't know, it's like a 30% here or something like that, I think. So, um, but here we go. I was wondering. I didn't pick up one extra guy here. I should have had one more guy in France. I was wondering why I had two left over. I should only have one left over. Well, that stinking transport logic. I think we should still be fine. I mean, we've already got 8 there, and he'd have 13, but we can pump in a couple more fighters, and we could put 2 transports worth up there. I was only going to put 1 transport in there. Another AA gun to make him cringe. So I have to say I do feel a little bit sorry for my opponent this time, because he did get the result of this is like, I want to say it's like a bottom 20%. I mean, it wasn't hugely disproportionately, but it's when it's that big of a battle and you lose it that's tough. And so I do feel bad for that part. All right, that'll be the end of this turn, and I'll try to give it a moment and head on out. Okay, so Japan 5, he bought 9 infantry, a tank, and a fighter, filling out his 11 spots up there. As you can see, he did go to Alaska, took Alaska. I've got some interesting choices here. I haven't decided yet exactly what I'm going to do. I think I know what I'm going to do, but in any case, he also took his 5 fighters versus the fleet that was in here. You can see I had 1 fighter live, and all 5 of his fighters were lost. So, and then he came down here, took South Africa, which I can't counter yet, but now, if you notice, there's no Japan here. All Japan has is the 1 fighter now. So, and Germany has the 3 fighters, so that's going to give me a bit more flexibility in what I'm doing. So I'm going to sacrifice a transport just to hit Italy one last time, just because I don't really need the transport, and just wiping out the units is a positive. So that's what we're going to do. Like I said, the big combat there, everything else is pretty straightforward. Nothing of real significant. He did put his, I guess because he used all his fighters is why. Kind of hung his tank out to dry, that I'll be able to clean that up with the Russians, I believe. And no pressure on Russia up here at this point. Keeping our units up here is kind of keeping him back a little bit. So, in essence, we got a dead zone, so we're going to pull my tanks back even a little bit more and let them continue to dead zone this region, so that Japan really has difficulty moving forward. And then Russia's going to push this front. We're going to go ahead and take this just to give us a buffer from these tanks so he doesn't do some sort of surprise attack on us, as long as I remember. And yeah, that's where we're at. We did purchase. Oh, yeah, so my purchase. Now, obviously, I do need to be mindful of the fact that he's got 3 infantry and an artillery that could land in West USA, so I'm going to build 5 units here. I'm going to bring a tank back, and I'm going to build a bomber here. So that gives me 7 units here. I feel comfortable with that. Plus, it gives me 7 units to retake West Canada, which I'm assuming he's going to take, because I'm going to leave it open. Meanwhile, to do the math of everything, I've got 13 real ground units here, attacking units that I want to get to Europe eventually. The AA is a bonus, but 13 fighting units. I'm going to bring 1 transport down here to handle Africa. 1 transport's going to be a sacrifice. I'm going to bring 2 transports back to 13. This guy is going to come up, and that's going to give me 5 transports here. So I'm going to have 3 transports here between these two zones, and I'll have 5 up here. So he's taken 2. The 5 up there is going to take 10 more, so that'd be 12 of the 13. So that's what gave me 1 free unit, so I can send the tank back to West USA this turn, and then he can come back the next turn, right? So that's where we're then going to have the 1 and 2, so we need 6 units for these guys to be built this turn so that they can be met up here and or grab from up here, which is the 1 transport that's going to be here. Can just grab 2 units from here and jump them right back into Africa. Africa, wow, France. Um, so I need 6, well, actually 5 units being built for these boats because the tank's going to be able to come back most likely. So that's where I'm getting my 10. 5 for the boats that are in these 2 sea zones, 5 for West USA, plus the tank that's going to be count dual, defending and coming back to be shipped over. If the tank can't make it back, I do have the AA I could ship over just to help, protect. Um, One thing I didn't do is I need to see how many U.S. fighters. I mean, I believe we should be able to just land all our fighters in France because I don't think we needed the fighters anywhere else to defend, and we should be good there. He's got 5, 5, and 3 fighters. Actually, I'm going to bring the AA this turn now that I think about it, just for that help of that dead zone. So we'll have the extra infantry up there. So I definitely don't need that. I could put 1 more over in West USA if I want. I don't think I'm going to, though. I'd rather just keep them up here. Okay. Or maybe I'll move that extra one on over and make him actually use at least 2, if not all of them, to take it. We'll see. Depends on what happens on the rest of the battle. Anyways, so we'll have 6 infantry and artillery and an AA. And looks like 3 fighters. Which he could take a shot at that. He could take a swing if he wanted to. Yeah, my stats were saying I was going to have 1 more, but again, if he takes a swing, he's going to be using up all these guys, right? Odds are he has 2 fighters live, and it's a split IPC loss. But then he's down to whatever he grows there, and these 3 units coming back, because I'm hopefully going to kill these 3, 4, 5 units right here this turn. So he'll go down to like 15 units, and I'll still be pouring people in. I suppose the other option is I could just let this go. Let Africa go and drop guys in there. It's a possibility. I was kind of, yes, hey, I was counting on that 4th fighter, so losing that 1 fighter does make a little bit of a difference there. Okay, well, maybe I'll just let this guy roam a little bit. It's not like he's got backup, so that, unlike the other game, he doesn't really have backup. Now, he could blitz his tanks, which I thought he was going to do before, and then let Germany start taking over there, but, I'm going to have 5 transports sitting here, so next turn we can bring 1 of them or 2 of them down if I need to. I think we'll just take the extras up to France and not go down that way this turn. use our air superiority to our advantage. So this is what I was looking at. So he's got a carrier destroyer here. I'm going to assume he probably has destroyer to go before carrier in his defense profile. So if I attack here, I'm likely to hit the destroyer, and then I got this UK sub that can follow up. And that 1-2 has a 65, 63, something like % chance of clearing this out. Plus, you know, I'm building a bomber here, so he's not going to want to bring those other transports in. So I think I'm going to do it. You know, the one thing that this does mean is I am sacrificing my bomber here. He's going 1, 2, 3, 4. So even if I do clear, oh, 5, 6. Oh, I could come land down here. I lied. I don't have to sacrifice the bomber. How often do you use midway down here, right? Interesting. Well, I guess that depends if I kill the transports. Anyways, we're going to go for it. What the heck? We'd love to take this one. Our goal is to kill the 3 infantry. There we go. That's good. Right, this is a key battle for you, Bomber. Protect the homeland. Alright, you got to hit. Alright, finish him off. Yeah. Oh, double yeah. There's only like a 20% chance of that happening. Again, it's one where I kind of feel for my opponent, but so now we don't have to worry about protecting this C zone so much, and that might be the crippling blow. I don't know. We'll see if he continues to battle it out. And keep him down here where we can single shot them down there if we need to. Pull those guys out. Alright, so we got 5. Got 2 extras. So that should leave me 10. I mean, he'll be at advantage there. But we don't have to worry about building as much over here this turn. So 10, 10. We now have 8 we want to follow up with. I really only want to put 2 of my other guys back here. Okay. Maybe we just put 1 of them in there. Just so you can't just walk in there with a single guy. I put 2 here. You know, Bessie's got 4. I'll have 3 and a bomber, or 2 bombers. So, yeah, let's go that route. wait a second. Hold up, wait a second. No reason to make them slower than they have to be. So there's one. We need 6 for him. For those guys coming back, we've actually got 7. Do I got an extra? Oh, yep. Took away from over there. So those 2 guys. Now we got 6. We got the 1 extra here. Oh, I forgot to move that dude. Oh well. I honestly hadn't fully thought this turn out yet, but you know what? Let's not even do it that way. And that means, we're going to have that constant 6 extra income for Russia now between these 3 for defending. So, because he's not going to be able to take those back with Germany. So that's 2 extra infantry a turn buying in defense. And that was another quite favorable dice for me. So I'm really getting my good dice in this game. So I do feel for the mindset. Again, the tanks going to India was probably a mistake, and was the most deciding factor, I think, because they got cut off. But I have gotten good dice in this game. Basically, this is just so I have 4 guys to replenish these guys for pushing forward and trading as needed. There we go. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause for just a split second. I'm pausing. So I know I forgot to show war report, so I'll show my report. So this is what the report looked like after the U.S. turn. So pretty heavily going in my favor again, negative being Allies' advantage. So across the board, total units, IPC, attack power, defense power, all across the board. You can see even when I had that bad round, I had such a significant advantage already built up through those early rounds that hit me, and then this is a result. that 17 unit swing as a result of him taking desperation shots, trying to hope the dice gods pull him back in, and they did not. So the interesting thing, if we look at, zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little better, just this last round, round 5, we've killed 29 Germans to him building 15 this turn. So, that's pretty significant. I mean, we even killed 12 Japan versus our biggest loss was 11 with the U.S. So, um, definitely a pretty big swing. I think this game is pretty much over. He tried a couple shots to try to get dice back into the game, but I don't know that he's really got much more he can do at this point. Okay, so yeah, so he took one last ditch effort, uh, tried to attack France and Italy. France obviously did not go well, so I mean it was a give the dice gods their chance moment for him, which I get. I mean, several of those battles, the fleet battle, the France battle before, they're just battles he had to take. So I get it. But he did go ahead and resign after that. So that'll be the end of this game, and we'll move on to game number 11. So that, well, I mean, exit the whole game. Shoot. Hate when I do that. So, anyways, I was gonna pull up his profile, and I know I skipped accidentally swinging by Lone Shark after the marathon game that I lost there. Let's see here. This is my slow ancient computer, so that's what I get for hitting exit. All right, here we go. There we go. So, let's see, we are going to pull. So the mindset, he's sitting at 44th in Axis ranked this season, 46 wins, 22 losses. Last season he finished 15th, and a pretty good Allies player as well. So gets lots of games in. Definitely gets a lot of games in. So he's doing well. Let's see. As far as Lone Shark, that was this one. So he is currently sitting at 31 as Axis. Let's see, last year is 132, was 24, so solid player as well. But yeah, so that's the end of this game, and I'm going to be heading into the next one.